Tom introduces this super sturdy glass to a client. Tom picks up a sofa cushion. Holding the cushion, Tom says, "Facts speak louder than words." Tom goes for the glass. Tom fell 30 stories. You know the Darwin Awards. It's for people who kill themselves in the stupidest way possible. Jerry was a white-collar guy who was a cheap bastard. He'd always grab a snack from the vending machine. This time Jerry wanted to buy a drink. The vending machine was malfunctioning and Jerry didn't get his drink. Even though it tapped on the vending machine repeatedly. Jerry reached into the vending machine to see if he could get a drink. Unfortunately, Jerry's hand got stuck. Soon 2 hours passed. Jerry tried to call the janitor for help. Jerry has been stuck for 6 hours. The office was closed. By the time 3 a.m. rolled around, Jerry realized that his arm had turned black. Jerry started shaking his arm as hard as he could to get it out. Jerry finally got his arm out. The shaking vending machine fell on top of Jerry. The police found Jerry's body the next day. John happened to see a magazine article about a driving tour. On a whim, he went out and bought an SUV. John took his best friend Henry for a drive in the wilderness. The dog brought over a bundle of wood. John and Henry came up with the idea of grilling fish. John and Henry couldn't break through the thick ice. John thought of the detonator in the car. Tom threw the lit detonator onto the ice. The dog thought John was playing a game with him. The dog ran towards John with the detonator in his mouth. John and Henry ran away. The dog was coming after them. John had to shoot the dog to warn it to stay away from him. The dog hid under the SUV. John yells at the dog to drop the detonator. The dog did it this time. The detonator exploded under the car. Watching his new car fall into the water, John went to check it out. John slipped and fell into the water. Henry tries to pull John out of the water. John's hand on the butt of the gun accidentally pulled the trigger. Luckily, Henry survived with only serious injuries. A beautiful sports car arrived at the gas station. Looking at his wife with envy, George was determined to have his own supercar. George found a small jet engine at a second-hand market. George put the jet engine in his car. George was ready to test the speed of the modified car on a deserted road. George carefully started the jet engine. The car was going faster than he thought possible. The brakes had failed. The handbrake had been pulled off. The front windshield is cracked. The rearview mirror has fallen off. In order to avoid the opposite car, John jerked the steering wheel. The car flew off into the distance. Donnie and David couldn't afford tickets to the concert. They decided to go in over the wall. Donnie realized that the wall inside was 5 meters high. David tried to pull Donnie up and failed. Luckily, Donnie fell and landed on a tree branch. The flashlight fell from David's hand and hit Donnie on the head. Donnie was stabbed in the thigh with his own dagger and couldn't move. David tried to pull Donnie up with the car. Donnie tied the rope and waited for David to start the car. An accidental cigarette but left David scrambling. David stepped on the gas. The car crashed through the wall. Donnie, lying on the ground, unable to move, was crushed to death by the falling car. We don't know which comes first, the accident or tomorrow.